Jamie, what are we going to talk about? Yes,
Bane!
the Darth
Star
Bane
Wars!
trilogy, fucking Star Wars. We had to beat Rhiannon off with a stick from talking about this one. Rhiannon, this is our thing, okay? We're going to talk about Star Wars.
That's okay. I'm gonna look at something that's definitely
Yeah. Anyway,
relevant.
Relevant? The nerve, the gall, the gumption.
I'm
Star
just
Wars
gonna.
is always relevant.
Always. Actually, in recent years, it's not really. I haven't seen anybody talking about Star Wars. Anyway,
I thought that was because everyone hated the revamp. Isn't that what happened?
yeah, that's
other
exactly what
than
happened.
fan fiction writers who are attracted to Adam Driver, apparently. We could do a whole video.
Oh, Adam
about all
Driver
the-
is a fucking honey, bro. Like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Would
He
not.
made that theory.
Anyway, a side note, I'm convincing Rhiannon to read Death Troopers. I think, see, she was really prejudiced against Star Wars, and she asked me for a horror, so I recommended Death Troopers. She's like, it's Star Wars, and so I was like, all right, fuck you, read it, and if it being Star Wars lets it down in any way, I'll buy you whatever the fuck book you want. She hasn't read it yet, but like, I feel like that's one that is just a good horror book by itself. It didn't even need to be Star Wars, but that it is Star Wars makes it better. I think so. But then I like Star Wars.
I will give it another go. But if it's gonna be zombie Death Troopers, you're in trouble, buddy. Zombie storm. What are they called? The guy who can't shoot
Stormtroopers.
in the white. Yeah, that's it. The Chicoma Troopers.
Alright.
Oh, weird little side note. I didn't know that Nazi people were called stormtroopers.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Really? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, no. It was just in the book I was reading at the moment. Bad Gays. Yeah.
Interesting.
It talked about the followers of Nazi, referred to them as stormtroopers. And I was like, that's Star Wars. Is Star Wars?
Well, that's what George Lucas wanted the Empire to be, just not.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's actually one thing that I really liked about the newer trilogy is how they frame the First Order and like having General Hux talking to troops really fucking Nazi-esque like that. That was really cool. And then the other two movies came out. Fuck me. Okay, this has turned into a goddamn Star Wars rant because fucking General Hux was really cool in that first movie. So was Poe Dameron, and so was Kylo Ren. Like, these were really cool characters. And then the end of the first movie and the preceding two movies really fucking ruined everything. And also not giving Fynn fucking Jedi powers. Why? Why not? You just hate Finns and black people.
Well, they are stormtroopers. So that makes sense.
Right. Anyway, so Jamie and I are going to be talking about Darth Bane and not any other Star Wars media. Just Darth Bane. And Darth Bane is about the original Sith who came up with the rule of two. And I guess I have to sort of explain that. So before they were a parallel to the Jedi Order, there's heaps of Sith or whatever. And then Darth Bane realized that there was a power struggle all the time, and there were just Siths killing each other off and losing knowledge because Siths like discover their own paths and they bring all this knowledge to the fold. So in order to preserve as much knowledge as he could and not have this stupid hierarchy system, he killed off all of the Sith and left it down to just two. One master, one apprentice, one to embody the power and the other to create. And the idea is that they leapfrog through history, and the apprentice must kill the master, and if the apprentice can't kill the master, then the master must find another apprentice who is worthy enough, who will eventually take on the mantle of Sith and leapfrog all the way up. And so this is based 1,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. And it's my favorite Star Wars book. And you know what? It's one of my favorite books. It's so well written. Drew Carp. It's a difficult name to say. Drew Carpentier.
Those Drew Karpyshyn.
Nah, it's like Carper. Okay, I can't say it. Okay, so the author is a very good author. Yeah, so it's a trilogy, 3 books. I fucking wish that there was more, man. Like, I remember when I finished it, and I was like, oh, what's next? Oh, the next book is the Phantom Menace. You mean there's no comics or anything in between? No, the next book is the fucking Phantom Menace. 1,000 years. Oh my god.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was so annoyed. I was like, wait, no. Especially because the end of the trilogy left it on a cliffhanger. It was like, wait, who won that battle? Like, what do you mean?
I know. I wanted more of Darth Xana. Like, I wanted to see where she'd go. This is so it's a bad place to start Star Wars books or Star Wars anything. So like if you like Star Wars already, it's a good place to go. But if you don't know anything about Star Wars, this is a horrible place to start.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Death Troopers is a good place to start, I think. Because it's just a good horror book by itself. But anyway,
yeah, because this was my intro to reading Star Wars. Like I've obviously loved the movies since I was
he's got
way
a tattoo.
Yeah. And it was a really good intro to reading Star Wars because there is a lot. I will read it all one day. But yeah, just seeing how Darth Bane created the rule of two was really interesting because obviously in the movies or in the future, that is all the Sith know. And it makes sense. Like, imagine having like so many Sith. Like, they're all going to want to be the head Sith. They're all greedy and they want to rule. Like, of course, like, it just makes sense, the rule of two.
Yeah.
And the way you put it, one to crave it and one to embody it. That was really cool.
Well, that's how he puts. That's what Bane said. Another side note: the audiobook. I can't remember the guy's name. I'll put a picture in post. His name, I guess. But he is probably my favorite narrator of all time. Like this guy, it's so weird, man, because he has so much emotion in his emotionless voice. Is the only way I can describe that. He's unique, that guy.
Yeah, it was a good audiobook. I read it and listened to it as well. It was a very good audiobook. Sure. And I loved Darth Xana. She was really cool. She was fucking badass. I don't remember how he chose her though.
So that's one of the worst parts of the book. When he
at all.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, so when he's on the planet, the last planet that the Sith were ever on, she was just there. I guess it's like it could be a good, from a narrative perspective, just being like a Sith Lord could be anyone. So like he just found somebody that is Force sensitive and also it means that she could be easily replaced. So actually, you know what? There we go. We found that's not a bad thing at all. So on his way up to becoming a Sith Lord, one of my favorites is like the struggle of him trying to be the most powerful, and it's really cool because he's not the most powerful and he often gets beaten down by everybody else right up until he cheats, man. He cheats his way to the top, this guy. He was just a clever guy because he was never the most powerful, and I think that was sort of the point, and it backs up his point that the weak would overpower the powerful, and that's sort of what he did. Because oh my god, there's just so much irony in it. And one of my favorite moments is when he's fighting, I think, what's that Twi'lek master's name again? Was it Khan or no, the other guy? It's been so long. He's fighting his Twi'lek master, and Twi'lek brings out he's the drill sergeant for the lightsaber fights, and when he fights Bane, he pulls out two lightsabers, and Bane remarks on like, oh, he always told us never to fight with two lightsabers, and he remarks on the double-bladed lightsaber being when you're attacked with it, you inherently know where the other blade is, so it's actually not as dangerous as it looks, but having an opponent with two lightsabers is one of the most dangerous things ever. And just him being able to see that there was deceit in the way that he was taught as well was just excellent. And it wasn't out of left field that he killed all of the Sith. Like, when you hear that, you're like, whatever, this is just going to be stupid. But it really wasn't. It's really good, man.
Nah, it really did make sense. I was like, damn, Darth Bane is badass. He was so...
And it's in the second...
I shouldn't be rooting for the Sith, but I was rooting for him. Like, he was so cool.
Oh my god.
And character development was just like like nothing else, because he really
Yeah.
did just come from.
I love it in the second book when he actually does become fucking overpowered, and him and Xana are fighting, what is it, like 7 Jedi, and Xana's struggling against 2, and then Bane's over there absolutely clapping 5 of them. That's gonna be one of the most fucking aura-filled scenes I've ever read, man.
I have to say it was sad because it does jump to a Jedi's point of view at some point. Forgotten the Jedi's name, but I was really upset when
Valentine Fowler.
Yeah, when he died, I was like, wait, huh? Oh, I liked him.
There were
But
actually a few Jedi. Do you mean in the first book when he dies with the Brotherhood?
no, I'm pretty sure it was in the second book. It starts following
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Jedi.
Xana's cousin. Yeah, no, that was really sad. That's like that.
That was rough. I thought he was going to come back to the third one and kind of maybe be Xana's Padawan.
Yeah, that actually did come out of left field too. Like, what a fucking excellent ending to have. Especially when she struggled to kill the animal that she sort of raised, so it was like part of her test, and then to have that test come back in such a in that way, like that was dramatic irony. This book is it's so good, man. Like, it's not even that I love Star Wars, which I do love Star Wars. It's that this book is fucking good.
And it was just so gripping as well, and just I don't know, like it was just like I think I was in a reading slump at the time when I picked it up, and like two pages in, I was like, oh yeah, man, I'm completely it. And the worlds they create within Star Wars too, like the planet, Darth Bane's planet, like his birth planet, that was sick.
Yeah,
planet.
right at the beginning. Yeah, was...
right at the very beginning, and how it says why he's bald because of the chemicals in the air and shit.
Actually, of all the Star Wars books that I've ever read, this one is probably the best one for world building. Like, in all other Star Wars media, you don't really get like focus on world building, you know, and like this one, it goes to all sorts of things, like the planets, what it means to live on the Outer Rim, because we know that Tatooine's on the Outer Rim, but we only see that it's like slavery, and it's like, it just must be a fuck planet. But then when you read Darth Bane, it sort of makes you realize that there's rings, and there's a hierarchy system within these rings, and the Outer Ring is the worst fucking place to live, man.
Yeah.
And it's not just that, it's like the effects of what living out there does, and
being isolated and very poor and just used for resources, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might fucking go listen to this again now. I haven't listened to it in years. I love these books, man. Definitely close to my top 20 at least. The only thing is it is written for a younger audience, so like maybe like young adult, which like that's not a bad thing. It's just there's a lot that could be missed out on, like Xana having a relationship with that Twi'lek while she's spying on his gang. If it was an adult book, we could have dived much deeper into that relationship, because that would have been really interesting. Is there anything else we want to say about this? Because I might have a lot more to say about this.
I'm happy with leaving it there. I feel like we did it some justice.
Yeah. Right. So there's the first book, which ends the Brotherhood getting killed. As I think. So these books are also referenced in the actual canon. So these books are actually from the Legend canon. That is, I hate the new canon. So Legend canon is my canon. But in in the TV series, the Clone Troopers, Clone Wars, whatever the fuck it's called, Darth Bane actually makes an appearance as a ghost.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he talks to Yoda. It's not a very meaningful interaction. However, it cements Darth Bane's place, and also he says about the rule of two into Star Wars Legend, into the canon. It's at least partially canonical. And also, I don't know if you ever caught it, but at the end of The Phantom Menace, Yoda says to Mace Windu, 2. There always must be 2. So like he already had that idea way back then.
Yeah.
And also Darth Bane gets referenced in fucking most of the Star Wars books I've read. Even like way forward Luke's time, they still reference like this and Darth Plagueis are probably the biggest Star Wars books. Like as in like they're the ones to read.
Yeah, that add to the what we already know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to read Darth Plagueis. Get on that.
It's not action, not really action.
I think you've said all that needs to be said about Darth Bane, but we could say more. But I definitely do need to read because it was incredibly good. I think I gave it a 4. Yeah.
I gave them all 4s except for the Rule of 2, which I gave a 5. I don't know, it just didn't feel right giving them all 5. It's like they're not like masterpieces.
No.
I just love them.
It's just enjoyable, and sometimes that's more important than like a perfectly written book.
And because so in the Phantom Menace, like I said before, Yoda says there can only ever be 2 Sith, and that's why I went to read this book, because I got all these Star Wars books and one of them was called The Rule of 2, and I was like, oh, yo, this will fucking explain everything. And I listened to that first, which that didn't hurt anything. Like it was still great. And then when I listened to the next one, which was the first one, I was like, what's going on? This must be a prequel. It wasn't a terrible way to listen to it, man. Like 2, 1, 3. Like that was Star Wars does this a lot, right?
Rule of 2 is the third book, isn't it?
Nah, second. Path of Destruction is the third.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it wouldn't be too weird.
What the hell up? So that was the Darth Bane trilogy, a Star Wars series, and probably the best ones. So definitely listen to them on audiobook is my recommendation, and probably Jamie's as well, even though he's not technically the audiobook guy. He still loved that audio. Yeah, so like, comment, subscribe to all the things. Check out my shorts as well. I think they're pretty funny, but I would say that. All right, bye.